Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another installment of Searching for Sports Cards. We're going to go ahead and finish off this box of 87 Topps. We've got the Undertaker in place. We have found the McGwire. We found the Bo Jackson. Hopefully this last stack is going to bring us the Bonds we've been looking for. And then we'll talk a little bit about which box we're going to rip next, see what you guys think. All right, without further ado, here we go. Got the Undertaker in place. 87 Topps. Looks like Rick Schu's going to get the gum stain. Another Tony Gwynn. We're going to start running into a bunch of duplicates here now that we're to the end of the box, you guys, but that's okay. Chris Bando, Mike Bilecki, Lloyd Mosby, Cal Daniels, Carmelo Martinez, Nate Snell, Rick Schu, Bob Nepper, Davey Lopes, Padres leaders, Jimmy Williams, Von Hayes, Wayne Tolleson, Jose De Leon, Steve Sachs, and we'll round it out with Ed Romero. Decent start there, the Tony Gwynn. That's way off center, though. Get a closer look at that. You guys can see just how bad that is left to right. Still a fun card nonetheless. Keep it rolling. And again, as always, my goal is going to be to bring these videos in right around that 15-minute mark for you guys. I want to be mindful of your time. All right, pack number 2. Sammy Stewart, Alfredo Griffin, Dave Stapleton, Sid Bream. Every time I see that Pirates logo up in the corner, but not to be. Lonnie Smith, John Franco, Ken Daly, Pat Sheridan, George Hendrick, Steve Buechele, Ed Wojna, Ed Vandenberg, Chris Chambly, Jim Traber, Chico Walker, Johnny Ray, and finish that pack up with a Tommy John card. Not too bad of a wax stain on that one for a change. Keep her moving along. Still looking for the Pete Rose player card. Pulled a couple of the managers. Haven't seen the player yet. Bobby Valentine. Tim Tuffle. Cecilio Guante. Rick Mahler. Ron Robinson. Bill Russell. Hey, there's Igniter. Paul Molitor. Favorite of mine as a kid. Brewers were my AL squad. I was a Cubs fan growing up. Rooted for the Brewers as my American League team, so that Paul Molitor's fun for me. Rob Wilfong. Floyd Rayford. Willie Wilson. Dave Bergman. Bill Campbell. Tom Bernansky. Chuck Finley. George Bell. John Butcher. And we'll finish that pack up with Andy Hawkins. Jesse Barfield's going to get the gum out of this pack. Flipped over that Pirates card. Not the one, though. Mike Diaz. Mike Brown, back-to-back Pirates, but no Bonds. Steve Balboni. Carl Best. Scott Fletcher. Bob Stanley. Kirk McCaskill. Jesse Barfield, Joel Youngblood, Steve Bedrosian, Tom Brookins, Mark Portugal, Roger Clemens All-Star, should be in the Hall of Fame, Scott McGregor. I have a fairly liberal stance on the steroid guys. I just always ask myself, could you tell the history of baseball without Roger Clemens and To me, the overwhelming answer is no, so that should put him in between his career and just the history of the game. He belongs in there, in my opinion. Love him or hate him, he should be there. Rick Honeycutt, Terry Francona, and Steve Lyons. Same argument applies to Bonds, any of those steroids guys. I mean, it's just part of the game. I think you got to tell the whole story. You can't tell history without talking about Adolf Hitler. So why would you tell the history of baseball without Barry Bonds, Pete Rose, and Roger Clemens? Got a Ripken there. That's a fun little card. Larry Sheets, Al Nipper, Zane Smith, Stan Javier, Dave Johnson, Whitey Herzog, Bob Boone, Ron Shepard. There's the Cal Ripken. Got some centering issues going on. Typical. Urbano Lugo, John Stafiro, Ernie Camacho, the sweet glasses. Gary Gaetti, for whatever reason, this guy, I don't know, he was a thorn in my side. I had a ton of his cards. I never really cared for him, but I sure had a bunch of them over the years. Kevin Mitchell, Roy Lee Jackson, Steve Ontiveros, and Scott Garrelts. Down to our last four. Hopefully that Barry's hidden in one of these four. Kind of flying through these a little bit. Like I said, we're going to see a bunch of duplicates and stuff here. Looks like Jose Oquendo got the gum. Got a Pirates card there. I don't know if it's the one. Let's hope. Mike Easler. It's manager Jim Leland. Dang it. Vance Law. Dennis Leonard. Marvel Wynn. Jeffrey Leonard. Jeff Reardon. There's the Oquendo. Floyd Bannister. Will Clark rookie. Got some centering issues there, but it's still a fun card. Todd Worrell. I digress. I had a ton of those when I was a kid. Ed Correa. Jerry Reed. Frank Pastor. Rick Rhoden. We're on fire with the Pirates. We just can't get the one we're looking for. Bill Madlock. And we'll finish up with Lance Parrish. All right, 3 packs to go. Come on, be there. Just don't be there with a stick of gum stuck to the back of it. Jeff Sellers, Dennis Boyd, Darrell Evans, Tom O'Malley, Joe Niekro, Willie Upshaw, Rick Aguilera, Luis Quinones, Carl Willis, Mike Morgan, Wayne Krenchicki, Dan Petrie, Glenn Hoffman, Teddy Higuera All-Star, Craig Nettles, another Davey Lopes record breaker. We saw that one earlier. And Cliff Speck. All right, 2 to go. I think there might be another Pirates card in there. I'm not sure. Pat Clements. That's not the one we need. Greg Walker. Ron Romanek. Bill Wegman. Kirby Puckett way off center. Don Carmen. John Denny. Tim Wallach. Ozzie Virgil. Mike Schmidt All-Star. Luis Aquino. Got a young Mitch Williams there. Pitched 98 innings, 80 appearances, 3.58 ERA. Bad for the Wild thing. Joel Skinner. Ray Soff. Terry Peel, Dave Henderson, Ray Searage. All right, come on, Taker. Last pack magic. Let's do it. One more shot at the bonds here. Looks like Jamie Quirk got the gum. Bob Kearney, Bob James, Mariners leaders, Chris Brown, Brian Olkers, another Pirate, wrong one though, Jim Morrison, not the singer, Mookie Wilson, Jamie Quirk, Dave LaPointe, Braves leaders, Harold Reynolds, Donnie Baseball All-Star. It does have the TM in the corner, so it is not the error. Another Kirby All-Star. Also off-center. Wallace Johnson. Stormin Gorman Thomas. Andres Thomas. And we're going to finish that off with Gene Walter. Well, it's a little disappointing we didn't end up pulling a Bonds out of this box, you guys, but we did get the Bo Jackson, and we did get the Mark McGwire. We got a lot of Hall of Famers, a couple Will Clark rookies. I think I got 4 of the Tony Gwynns out of this for some reason, 3 or 4. Got the Paul Molitor, a lot of Hall of Famers, a lot of All-Star cards. Overall, it was a really fun box to run through. Kind of brings me back to my childhood. I really enjoy tearing up these junk wax boxes, as people call them. One man's junk is another man's treasure. So for me, it's great fun. Happy to have a lot of these cards for my personal collection. Let's talk a little bit about what we've got on the table in front of us for the next series of videos. We've got a 90 Topps over here, 86 Fleer. I've got a partial box. These are 83 Team Action over here. I'll pick the camera up so you can see those a little bit. I found those at an old shop. I never really remember those, or don't recall seeing them or opening them as a kid, but they just seem too neat to leave behind, so I did grab those, so that would be something we could look at. This is 87 Donruss here. These are 88 Topps rack packs. We do have a 91 Upper Deck, so that would be the chase for the Michael Jordan short print, and then 89 Donruss. Obviously, we'd be looking for Ken Griffey Jr. in there. Drop me a comment below. Let me know which box you'd like to see next. I'm certainly more than happy to open any one of them for you guys, and I appreciate everybody tuning in. We're going to get you in under that 15-minute mark, so that's always awesome. I want to be mindful of everybody's time. I can't emphasize that enough because I know how busy everybody is, but I do appreciate you tuning in. If you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and we will see you on the next one. Keep on ripping.